Lloyd is a normal boy living in a small village called Conlin. He lives with his grandfather and older brother. Their life is pretty mundane. However, all of that changes after a couple of years when Lloyd makes his way to the Azami Kingdom, where he will be joining a special army.
When he arrives in his army, he is met by the East Side, which is called Marie, who allows him to stay with her while he completes his soldier entrance exams. At first, she didn't care for Lloyd or think much of him, but sees him create a magic crystal. Mary's former master, called Alka, who is also the village chief, arrives and orders Marie to take care of Lloyd, as it seems he is actually quite powerful.
However, Lloyd has never thought of himself as anything but ordinary. Lloyd runs into a young girl called Seelin who is being attacked by a strange monster. Lloyd uses his strength to defeat the monster with these, and his presence also lift the curse that has been torturing Seelin since he was a child. This makes Seelin fall in love with Lloyd. The day of the exams arrives and one of the military cadets senses Lloyd's power and sees him as a threat.
He is also jealous when he sees Seeland talking to Lloyd. In a shocking twist, Marie reveals the truth behind Lloyd's strength. His village Conlin is also located near one of the scariest dungeons with the strongest monsters in the whole country. Lloyd, maybe we can be ordinary in his village,
but for the rest of the world he is one of the strongest beings alive. With the results of the exam arriving, for some mysterious reason Lloyd is not on the list of future candidates. The army officers Murthahan and Colleen do not understand why Lloyd failed to pass the exam, since he isn't becoming a military cadet at the moment. Lloyd finds a job in a local cafe which is owned by a retired royal guard called Chrome. The news of Princess Maria still being missing spreads through the land. Colleen investigates why Lloyd failed the test, and it is then that she realizes he wrote mysterious runes as his answers. Seelin is determined to get Lloyd in the academy,
so she decides to find Princess Maria and get Lloyd enrolled as a reward. Alka and Marie talk to Lloyd about his plans until the next exam. Marie confides in Alka about her father King is on me, who was being brainwashed into starting a war with the GU Empire. Parker refuses to help as the people from Conlin are way too powerful to get involved in small conflicts.
Elsewhere, Seelin fights Alan, who is one of the students, but soon Lloyd arrives. Marie shows up in the last second, then uses her magic to fly Lloyd away from the battle. With this she saved Alan because Lloyd could have killed him in an instant on accident. Lloyd is confused why Marie stopped the fight, but he thinks it's probably because he is too weak. Figures out that Marie, which is also Princess Marie. Marie then explains that in 3 days her father will most likely declare war at the summit.
But she doesn't know who is controlling his actions, and Chrome decides to help Seelin. Still in search for the princess, decides to ask help from Marie herself. When someone realizes that Lloyd lives with Marie, she gets jealous. Just before Marie reveals the truth about her identity to Seelin, Lloyd naively concludes that Marie must be the hero saving everyone in secrets. Marie uses his stupidity to further cover her tracks. Once Lloyd is out of the room, she asks for help from Rhino and Seelin. Chrome investigates all the assassins who are searching for Marie,
and finally find who is behind the king's madness. It is revealed to be Marthahan. And when Chrome confronts him, he admits all these crimes, but that is where things get complicated. When Seelin, Wright, and Marie arrive, the king reveals that he is possessed by a demon lord named Abaddon, and that he was controlling Worth and this whole time. Marie tries to stop her father with the room,
but he breaks her hand. Brief figures out that while the people of Common can't interfere in mere mortal conflicts, a demon lord is something Lloyd is allowed to defeat. Meanwhile, Lloyd finds Alan hiding from monsters, and he gives him the motivation and strength to fight and be a true soldier. Alka is enraged because the monsters interrupted her romantic moment with Lloyd. Rhino and Seelin, with the help of Chrome, fight Murthahan. They are able to hold their own until Lloyd arrives. The fight lasts not even a mere moment as Lloyd defeats Marthahan with a single slap. Marie asked Lloyd to clean the dirt from the king. Lloyd does it,
but he doesn't realize that he is using a cleansing room that has such strong magic it is able to cast out the demon Abaddon from the king. For a moment, the kingdom has been saved, but Lloyd doesn't understand any of it. The next morning, Sho arrives in the city, who is Lloyd's brother,
but disappears before anyone can see him. Murthahan is exiled to come on and the king is cured. Marie decided to fully focus on witchcraft. Alan, who was grateful for Lloyd's help, submitted himself to his service as payment. Alan also gets Lloyd to fully become a member of the academy. Marie and Lloyd go to a mysterious location, and there he draws a holy sword from a stone. There's a special match between two rivaling academies coming up. Lloyd also learns healing magic with Seelin.
Meanwhile, Marie meets with several students from the rivaling academy. Two sisters called Philo and Mina meet Lloyd in because of his insane power. Philo attacks him. Rhino is upset and doesn't want to come back home or to the academy. Lloyd takes Right on a day to help with her return home. On their date, Right reveals that her prosthetic mithril arm was supposed to help her draw Holy Sword.
But it just ends up draining her magic. The following day, Makana tries to compete with Lloyd and prove that she's better, but Lloyd defeats her in an instant. Later she goes to Marie to heal her because she wants to spend time with her as she likes her. The matches between the two academies begin in Rio and Ro fight, and the prize is the Holy Sword Lloyd found. The tournament begins and Philo fights Seelan, but their match doesn't last long as Philo breaks the rules. The next match is between Lloyd and Mina.
And while Many uses her strongest water magic, Lloyd still wins with ease. Riho and Ra fight, both using their best spells, but Rio uses a special grade spell that causes Roll to pass out from fear. Raw's later furious when she finds that the price has already been claimed. Ra uses filler to kidnap whoever took the magical sword. But filmmakers are mistaken, steals one of Elka's crystals. Afraid that something has happened to Marie, Lloyd runs to search for her. He confronts Philo and she demands that they fight until one of them dies.
He suggests to arm wrestle match and then defeats her. Philo for some reason decides that she wants to marry Lloyd now. Alan later saves Ra by accident, gets credited with saving the entire town. A mysterious wizard seems to have manipulated Ro and her memories so that he gets his hands on the sword. He wants to master a dungeon in Kunlun. Lloyd takes a part-time job cleaning a hotel. The hotel owner, called Koba, confides in him that someone or something is attacking the workers of the hotel. Lord Threonine, who is one of the most difficult guests in the hotel, talks with Lloyd, Friana, and meet some of Koba's mates called Kakeo. They talk about Koba maybe raising 3 ants in the deep forests. Threnin are linked to demon lords. Kakeo later accuses Lloyd of having Threnin. He is quite powerful. Kakeo tries to drug Lawyer with putting something in his tea,
but Koba drinks it instead. Kakeo runs away in fear of being caught. In the Koba starts to realize maybe her and Threnin are behind the attacks on his workers. Seelan and her father arrived at the hotel. Her father wants her to marry Threnin's son, but Lloyd appears just in time. Him and Seelan go on a special date while investigating. Kakeo tries to give Lloyd an antidote massage, but runs away when Seelan shows up. Seelan tries to have a moment alone with Lloyd at the hot springs.
But then Alka, Marie, Rio, Filio and Marna all show up. Meanwhile, Kakeo meets with Minoki, Threnin's secretary. She reveals that in secret she was creating the trains. Then she is taken over by the demon lord called Earl King. Lloyd and Earl King fight, but it doesn't last long. Lloyd manages to tear out Earl King's demon seed, and then Minoki returns back to normal. Shoma and Alka have an argument,
and it is revealed that Shoma has been working with her enemies to find the Holy Sword. Seelan's father allows her to continue being a soldier and allows her to marry whoever she wants. Makona is introduced to Shoma and a strange priest called Father Su. Elsewhere, the king instructs Lloyd and his gang to fight and defeat a monster snake in a difficult dungeon. Fathers who make the decision that he will be the one to fight the snake first. The gang all under the dungeon,
and they are surprised when they find an infected Makona. She is infected by Trained, and she tries to fight Lloyd. She gets the upper hand in battle when Lloyd gets injured protecting Seelan and Philo. With the help of his friends, Lloyd finds the strength and finally defeats her. The giant's thank awakens and reveals to be Retra, an ancient being that is the source of all because powers. Su shows up and kills Retra,
but the snake's soul escapes in Seelan's belt that is made of its material. Su swears he will unleash a Kunlun dungeon and then teleports away. The dungeon starts to collapse, so Alka teleports the entire group away to safety. Again, Alan is hailed as a hero who defeated Retra. Lloyd remembers that the name Su is from old Kunlun legends, and it belongs to a fierce villain. A celebration is being held to honor the alliance between Jiyu and a zombie. Alan is the hero, is forced to fight in an exhibition match at the event.
Meanwhile, the gang all the from Kunlun, they are also joined by a dwarf called Yuka. The group is shocked to see just how much power an average villager of Kunlun has. Ryo realizes that income one dragon are legendary monsters, but just annoying pests to get rid of. All the girls impress Lloyd's family while Seelan feels left out. Mary talks to Murthoffen, who reveals that he received a strange egg from a merchant, which is the egg that started all the problems in the kingdom. To make sure Alka remains hold of her powers, the gang needs to bring Bridget's body back to life.
Also, it is revealed that the dungeons by Kunlun hold numerous demon lords. And the villagers are the guardians in charge of keeping the world safe. The dungeons also keep a mysterious force that if only she could change the entire world. The danger is because of Vertra's body being destroyed, the dungeons have begun to open it. Reveals that the holy sword Lloyd found can open the prison, and he also starts to bring back Ritra in the form of an egg. Because of the process, Alka temporarily loses her powers.
The moment Alka's guard drops, Yuga is revealed to be a traitor. Her main goal is to open the dungeon. Yog teleports everyone back to his army and closes all portals. She also traps Lloyd in Kunlun. After a while, Lloyd manages to find Alka and free her with the special blaster. Alka teleports Lloyd back to his army during the ceremonial match to win. The king argue about their joint nations taking over the entire world. Mirthona and Shroma fight, while Sue reveals he is an artificial creation by Alka. His purpose was to save the world. But after he completed the mission, he couldn't die. Now he wants Lloyd to kill him and give him peace.
Suddenly Lloyd shows up and accuses Yuga faking Vitra's resurrection. Marie realizes that Lloyd has no idea what is truly happening, but uses his stupidity to defeat Yug and her creature. Stellan steals the egg from Yug and Alka arrives now fully powered. Yuga is apprehended by Lloyd in. Somehow Alan is again given credit for Lloyd's heroic actions. Lloyd decides to stay and live with Marie and her friends.
This brings the anime to an end. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and turn on the notification so you never miss out on another video. Until next time, take care.